All right, it makes you have Pisces rising and sun. This Scorpio full moon happening on the 23rd is taking place in your ninth house. And this is a house where we are coming to some kind of truth. It's the area of intuition and faith and having a higher meaning for things, a greater purpose for things, a why. And it's very much a spiritual house where we are guided by our angels, our guides, and the synchronicities and messages that we need to receive in order to feel like we have hope, we have faith, we're moving forward, and we're trying to continue to grow as people. What I'm seeing for you guys with this full moon is that you guys are about to go through this time of this major growth cycle. I really feel that with this creator card that you are coming into your own, where you are quite literally trying to create the life that you want. There's something maybe that you're thinking about that you're needing to make a big decision on. And it's like, do I want to go this direction or do I want to go this direction? Do I want to buy this house? Do I want to break up with this person? Do I want to create this thing in my life or do I want to have a kid? It's like there's a lot of really big decisions that I feel like you guys are needing to think about and to come to a conclusion about. And it might just be one big decision, but it's going to be different for everybody. So this ninth house is like getting the vision of what that could look like for you, trusting your intuition and seeing the bigger picture around that decision to really know what it is that you want and what it is that's in your best interest. And the ninth house is about growth. It is about things that are going to push you a little bit. But having faith that pushing is a good thing. But you're not able to fully embrace all of this until you confront this full moon squaring Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th house. We're all having to confront this Pluto because this Pluto in Aquarius has had us somewhat detached and unaware of some aspect of our life. For you, with this being in your 12th house, there's some kind of like disconnection from the unseen, the subconscious of yourself, the dreams that you've been having, maybe signs that you've been having or intuitive hits that you've been having. I feel that you have been maybe a little bit in like la la land a little bit with some stuff, which is very Pisces, where it's like, you know, with this lovers in the Knight of Cups, it's like very romanticized and feeling like, oh, this is the best thing ever. And this is going to solve all my problems. And this is my soulmate. And this is like, this dream is going to be the most magical thing. And it's going to give me like everything I want. It's going to be easy. And it's like this sense of fantasy that comes with the Knight of Cups. Because something might feel like it's in alignment with you with this Lovers card. This is like a true match in some way. There's something about this desire or this goal or this person. There's something about their energy or that thing that is a match to you, but then you romanticize it and idealize it and are not fully connected to the reality of the entire situation. And that's what I see with this Pluto and Aquarius in the 12th house, is that the universe has been trying to maybe speak to you through dreams or synchronicities or visions to try to give you full awareness of the situation, to try to communicate to you the things that are in your subconscious, the things that are unseen, about what you need to know about yourself or the situation at hand or that other person. And so there's something that it's like you got to listen to the things that are subtle, that are trying to clue you in as to what is going to help you see, again, the holistic experience. And so once you actually take some time out to kind of look at this 12th house energy and you maybe look at your dreams, or you sit down and you think about what comes to you in meditation or in prayer, and you pull cards and you do the kind of Pisces thing that you normally do. But there's maybe some way that you have resisted that because of the ideal of a situation feels more, or the fantasy of a situation feels more fun to be in rather than look like realistically getting messages about things that could be a potential flaw or could be something that needs to be addressed or be a conflict of interest or whatever it is. And that area of your life basically needs to be opened up to. It could also be ways in which you self-sabotage, where you and again, we can self-sabotage by over idealizing something and not being realistic about the full situation. And when we're not realistic, we don't see the potholes and we can fall into them. And so that is a way we can self-sabotage. You can also self-sabotage by just not taking action and this and that. So having Pluto and Aquarius in the 12th house is an indicator of trying to tap into the things that you're not always aware of, trying to confront or become more connected to the things that are subtle, that are trying to communicate with you on a daily basis about your reality, about your reality. Because again, I feel like you guys need to make a big decision. I got the Judgment card and then this 8 of Swords and 7 of Cups. It's like you guys are needing to make a big decision, but you might have some anxiety about it and have lots of like ideas and possibilities and maybe an illusion around the situation, or many options. And there's this sense of like, I'm confused, or I don't know. And it's like, there's so much to think about and I don't know what I want to decide. And so there's something here where I feel like you guys are like, a lot of this stuff can come to the surface around this full moon. And it's really important because this decision is going to really change your life. Like, it has long-term consequences. And I say that because the ruler of this moon is Mars, and Mars is conjunct Neptune in Pisces in your first house. So it's really like this full moon is helping you kind of add like a new path to your life, or a new layer to your personality, or it will deepen your relationship with yourself. But it feels very big. Let's just say that, like with the Judgment card and the fact that the ruler of this moon is in your first, it's like you are going to be changing as a person as a result of the destination that you choose. And so you want to go into this really knowing what your intuition and your intellect are saying. And you have to really, again, listen to all the subtle things to clue into them and not cut anything off because of an idealization or a fantasy that wouldn't align with that. And so once you're able to do that, once you're able to really tune and listen, which you really do so well, honestly, Pisces, you're good at this. I just feel like there might be something that you don't want to fully see, or something that you're holding on to because you're resisting something of like, you're not wanting to see the harshness of something. And it doesn't have to be harsh. It's just that it's like the holistic view of there's good and bad to things. There's easy and difficult aspects to things. And so sometimes there can be resistance to wanting to see that full spectrum. And I think that might be the case in this instance. And so once you're willing to open up and really look at that, I feel like you are going to find that, again, you change as a person, that this life path and this decision unfolds and adjusts things for you in a big way. And ultimately, I think that is going to impact kind of like the way that you think about things, because this Mars and Neptune in your first house is also sextiling Jupiter and Uranus in your third. So I feel like there's something about this decision that's going to impact your life, but then it's like, once you make that decision, that also impacts your like brain and your perception of reality and all the decisions after that. So I feel like they're both kind of feeding into each other. Like, your brain decides and then it changes your life, and then your life changes and then it changes your brain. And like your viewpoints and perspective and decisions there forward. So I hope that makes sense. But it just, again, it feels very important. And this feedback loop, I think, is going to, again, have kind of like wide ramifications. And so I kind of want to pull another card, but I did pull this Creator card. So you are in this process of being able to create what you want. You truly do have like life at your fingertips, and this choice, this decision, this viewpoint is going to kind of narrow that down. It's going to put confines around this very nebulous creative energy. Because sometimes it's more fun to be in this Knight of Cups or this 12th house energy where it's all kind of like energetic potential, where we can dream and like get caught up in the whimsy and the feeling of it by visualizing it and feeling like the excitement of that. But we're not actually putting up, like we're not making a decision to actually move forward with something or execute something in a particular way. Because when we do that, that creates confines. That creates limits, right? It's like once you decide something, you're saying no to other things. Once you execute something, it's like you're having to focus in on and do it one particular way. You can't do it many ways, right? And so it's like you're coming from the nebulousness and then you're making it more dense and real and material and limiting it and creating a structure of it. That's the act of creation. You're taking an idea, a thought, a feeling, and then you are maybe putting a brushstroke on a paint brushstroke on a paper, and it's defining something tangible in reality and limiting it to what it could be, to express that idea or express that desire, express the thing that was more energetic. And that process is really beautiful and something that Pisces are very, very good at. But I think there can also be resistance to that process when Pisces goes full Neptunian, Piscean in their nature, when they kind of go overboard with that, because sometimes there can be an addiction to the kind of like primordial phase of existence where things are like all congealed and not defined and mysterious and exciting to dream about. And you know what I mean? It's like, it's not limited yet. And so I really feel like this full moon is becoming aware of when we might be too much in that energy, when we might be too much in the abstract, too much in the nebulous, and when we need to make real decisions in real life and bring things down to earth and the densest of earth and decide, like, it's gonna look like this, I'm gonna move in this direction, and be willing to cut off and let go and say no to the things that aren't that really. And so that can, again, be sometimes hard for Pisces, because I feel like it can be quite addictive to have the energy or the fantasy of something rather than like the true reality of something. So there's a message here around that of needing to make decisions, face the part of ourselves that refuses to be defined, the unseen, and really listen to your intuition and intellect to balance these two to bring things into concrete reality. And I think it will help to have this Aries stellium of planets, a bunch of planets together, North Node, Mercury retrograde in Aries, Chiron in Aries, Venus in Aries, all together in your second house of what is material and what you value. I think it's really helpful to have such a focus here, because I think it's going to help you draw things down into reality and know, okay, here's what I value. And that's going to help me make my decision as well about how I'm going to live my life and how I'm going to define who I am, what I want, where I'm going, what I want out of a relationship, who I want to end up with, what kind of house I want to live in, do I want to have kids or not? Like, all these things are, these kind of hardening decisions that like define us and put us in a box in some kinds of ways. Not that we can't ever get out of it, but yeah. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like this was kind of all over the place because it's abstract in my mind and abstract in nature. So if this does resonate, if it makes sense for you, I would love to hear it down below. If you are wanting to get pregnant, if you want help with your fertility journey, or if you are having health issues that you want additional help with, especially those who have especially for you guys, because Saturn is in Pisces and it might be passing over your sun or ascendant, that can be challenging for health. But if any of those things are relevant for you and you want some additional support astrologically, I'm just now offering some readings associated with those things, so you can check those out down below my description box. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day. Thanks, guys. Bye.